or also a way to protect them from the sun as well. So in certain life, especially when they come out of the water, they look all sparkly, and it's because they have that blood sweat on them.
Oh,
cool.
I thought they were just wet, but because they were like so
you can
skinny.
also stand here too if you want. Might see his face a little bit better. It's up to you. Wherever you want to go. But yeah, so this is handsome Harvey. He's he's 30 now.
Yeah.
Or he's turning 30.
30 and 18.
There you go. Yeah, so he's 30 years old, and then India is 18. They are a breeding recommendation. So Penny, Penelope, our little Pygmy Hippo that went off to another facility. These are her parents, which are pretty cool. Possibly in the future, we could have another breeding recommendation for the two of them. Pygmy Hippos are not a, so I should put this, there's not very many of them in zoo facilities. We're actually the only, other than San Diego Zoo, we're the only zoo that has both hippo species. So Pygmy Hippos and river hippos, which is really, really cool. So
is it because like they're so like they only live in like a small part of Africa or whatever? Yeah,
so they have some very particular kind of habitat requirements and so on. But it's really cool having both types of hippo species that live here, because then you can talk about the differences between the two of them. So Pygmy hippos, you can literally get it from their name, they're small. Yeah. So one of the other really big differences, other than their size, is actually about where they live. So Pygmy hippos are actually a little bit more terrestrial, so living on land, rather than the river hippos, which you get from their name, live rivers and in the water and so on. So even how these guys are built, his feet are not webbed, versus you know, they're a little bit more like, you know, he can move them a little bit more independently than a river hippo can. Also, all about his face, his features are all a little bit more to the side, versus a river hippo, their eyes, their ears, and their nose are all right on the top of their face. So when they're in the water, it's easy for a river hippo just to stick up the bare minimum part of their face. They kind of get you know, a sense of where they are, smell, see, hear everything, and then go back underwater. These guys are built a little bit different because they're going to be spending more time on the forest floor in the rainforest than they are in large kind of waters of bodies of water. So maybe some smaller rivers and creeks and stuff like that, but nothing too big. You'll notice that Kindy is just on the other side. She's walking away.
I saw her
feet. Our female. Yeah, she's coming over and checking out why Harvey's getting snacks.
Yeah, she's like, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, do you like river? I've never really been close to a hippo at all.
That's okay.
Do river hippos also have like the hair on their ears?
Yep, they sure do. So they have hair on the tips of their ears, they have whiskers, and then they also have hair on their tails as well. Male hippos in particular, Alex will be able to speak on this, is that they will actually use their tail as like a paddle. So when they poo, they will actually flick their poo absolutely everywhere. So when Alex was learning this to her during his training session, he got pooped on by Harvey because he just backed his bum up too close and then he started pooping. And Alex didn't get out of the way in time. But yeah. Well, if you come to this side, he's got a piece of spinach on his head. Oh, it fell off.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So, Pygmy hippos, unfortunately, they're not doing very well in the wild either. There's a little bit of a theme when we're talking about the rainforest and these animals, but Pygmy hippos, unlike river hippos, are very elusive. You do not see them and you don't really hear a whole lot about them. So they are, there's maybe around 3,000 of them left, but that number was calculated in 1993.
We haven't counted anyone
since then because they're so hard to find. So Pygmy hippos, they live in the rainforest, but they're also more nocturnal. So
so when they